What's up, guys? Dave here. And today, in this video, I would like to talk about Arrow. Now, this video is going to be a bit of a roundtable forum discussion. Now, as of yesterday, I reported, and many other outlets reported, that after many episodes of continuing to reach all-time lows, an attempt to try to bolster the ratings once again, Katie Cassidy is going to be returning the last two episodes of Arrow for season 5 and becoming a series regular again on season 6. She will not be portraying the Black Canary that we're familiar with, but her Earth 2 doppelganger, Black Siren. And we're looking at potential for a redemption arc here. Now, with this brought up, it raises a very good discussion question. Can Arrow be saved? I mean, a lot of people felt that starting in season 3, the show started to lose its way. When they brought in Ra's al Ghul, when the mid-season finale happened, and it looked like the main character had died and not even used the Lazarus pit to resurrect, people started to feel that it started to drift away a bit. Season 4... there were from season 3 to season 4, other people felt like there were gripes because instead of the eventual and destined romance between Oliver and Laurel, we ended up getting Oliver and Felicity Smoke, as many people refer to as Olicity. This has come, and fortunately it looks like it's gone away for this season. However, it looks like there may be moments where there will be a spark returning. Now, can the show be saved? It's quite possible. But I think first and foremost, the show creators need to get back on the ball. I know that they wanted to try to do that with season 5. Sometimes they've been successful, in my opinion. Other times they've taken an equal number of steps back just as much as they've taken steps forward. If you ask the hardcore fans, they would tell you that the show's only getting better and that they have no complaints. And for them, that's fine. Unfortunately, I grew up reading these comic books, so I am very connected with these characters. I mean, where are the quips from Oliver Queen? I mean, I know that Stephen Amell has a good sense of humor. I know that he can throw out a couple one-liners in there. Is he a comedian? No, but the thing about Oliver Queen is he's always been able to be just as serious as he is funny. And it's a blend of that makes the character who he is. I mean, let's face it, there have been times that, in my opinion and many other people's opinions, see, I have to say the opinion thing because, that's my perspective. And if some people were saying fine, that don't change anything, that's your opinion, that's fine. Please, feel free to make your voices heard. But as a comic book fan, seeing how things have strayed from the formula, it irks me quite a bit. I'm also not crazy about the disrespect that was paid to actress Katie Cassidy and her character either. So, see, these are characters that, for me and many others, they're not just entertainment. They're role models. I mean, these are the people that teach us to fight for what's right, to stand up for what we believe in, to look in the face of a bully and say, no, you're going to back down now. Oliver Queen, Dinah Laurel Lance has always been very big on this. These are the streetwise people that are also able to roll with the Justice League. These are the guys that are taking care of the small crimes as well as the big ones when things arise. Because of this, these people symbolize what we think of as justice, fair play, and honor. So when we see people, both in characters as well as the actors and actresses, treated in a dishonorable way, we can't help but take it personally because these characters resonate so much with us. We don't want to see them done wrong. Now, admittedly, there's been soap opera elements in here, and that's not really great. Some people try to cater to that, and that's the thing. One of the biggest schisms that's happened is the Olicity fans, which I'm going to get into in a future video. See, I'm trying to keep things civil here. But at the time of Katie Cassie's being let go and finding out that her character was dying, there have been some extremely dishonorable people that have been stalking her, harassing her, so much to the point where she barely wants to be online anymore. Also, there's also been similar things going on with Emily Bett Rickards. Now, I don't mind this woman as an actress. She managed to get into a good place. And something that was going to be just a one-time bit part blossomed into something more. Kudos. More power to you. However, I think a lot of people are projecting their own, like I said, this is my opinion. I think a lot of people are projecting their whole quirky, nerdy fangirl fantasies of being with the jock and things like that, with the whole Felicity being with Oliver. There's nothing wrong with that, but the comic book fans know that there is a destiny to these things, and that although Oliver could have a relationship with her for a short time, and in fact did, his destiny is supposed to be with someone else. Many people feel that that destiny was taken from us when Laurel was wrongfully, in my opinion, and many others, killed prematurely. I think what the show can do is, now that they're realizing that the ratings are tanking and that they're trying to make things better, Katie Cassie's return could help. However, I think that season 6 is going to be a redemption arc, not only for the character of Black Siren, but quite frankly for the rest of the show itself. The reason I've been doing my Arrow roast, in case some of you new fans were unaware, and I try to stress this, is that for a while online, Mark Guggenheim had not only flaunted things to the Olicity fans, but felt like he was just flat out ignoring, if not mocking, the comic book fans with the choices that were made. This has helped to alienate so many people, creating a huge schism that many people are still angry with today. And I gotta admit, I'm one of them. I know that Mark's actually written for both DC and Marvel, and he's actually done fairly all right for himself, but in my humble opinion, it seems as though he's gotten a little too full of himself and is believing that since he is in a position of authority, that he believes he can tell the fans what they're supposed to like, and we're just supposed to take it. I think the ratings and verbal fandom have indicated that they are not a silent minority, and that we're not just going to shovel anything that you send us into us. So I think a little extra respect would be in order. You know, respect to the characters, the comic books. And for God's sake, please stop turning Green Arrow into the Green Batman. Like I said, where's the sense of humor? Where are the occasional quips? For God's sake, where's Oliver's legendary 4-alarm chili? We know that he has cooking chops. We've seen that in the episodes too. But there's elements that make Oliver Oliver that are missing. And this needs to be brought in. We need to get more of what's going on with Earth 2 Laurel to be brought back up to speed into this one. Now, since Laurel's identity has been revealed publicly, this is going to be an interesting hurdle to work through, but I'm interested in seeing that. And no offense to Juliana Harkavy. She's a wonderful actress, and she's been doing fairly well on the show. But in my opinion, and many others, her role is a slap in the face to Katie Cassidy, considering that the executive producers have been on record saying that they feel that they don't have any more stories for Laurel, yet they create another canary to create stories for. It seems counterintuitive. It seems flat out insulting. Now, I'm trying to stay relatively nice. I'm trying to stay calm. And believe me, I'm going to be doing more roasts in the future. But part of my roast rules are: do not attack the actors or actresses for what their characters do on the show. Since Mark Guggenheim and Wendy Miracle, the executive producers who are the ones with the say, any gripes about the storyline and how things develop should be given to them. You can find them on Twitter, so please feel free to let them know how you feel. And For my fans who are still wondering about what's going on with the Arrow roasts, because that's become one of my most popular segments that people want every week, I got to tell you, if it wasn't for the Arrow roasts, I wouldn't be where I am today. So to all my fans, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every one of you. I in no way can take credit for the hashtag no Laurel, no Arrow, but I am friends with the person on Twitter that did create it. And I've developed a wonderful sense of camaraderie with a great community online, and I am very touched and honored for that. But as I was saying, despite the fact that Katie Cassidy is returning, and many people said that they refused to watch until she came back, I chalk this up as a win to the fans for finally making their voices heard in a way, my voice included, that was so loud, so specific, that so resonated with passion, that the creators that be could not help but hear us. And they finally were starting to respond. But we can't let up yet. Now, it's time to see if the show can rebuild itself, can pull itself back out. I debated about giving up on the show entirely, but Green Arrow, the one I grew up reading in the comics and watching in cartoons, he wouldn't just give up on people that easily. He'd give them a shot. He'd do everything he can to try to help save things, and that's what I do with my roasts. I may have done some jabs here and there, and I may use some strong language, but the entire purpose I've done is to try to call attention to both the good things that we like as well as the bad things that need to be corrected and fixed. That's it. I've tried to provide a humorous guide to what's gone wrong and what needs to be worked on. Other people have done their own share. Like I said, it's a group effort, and everybody deserves a round of applause, especially considering that Katie's coming back. However, those that are fighting to try to save the show, the fight's not over yet. Now, we have to see if the show can pull itself out from the ashes, to see what many of the characters have done and try to rise from their grave, as it were, or a near-death experience. Thanks to a few good episodes, as well as the multi-show crossover and invasion, it looks like Arrow has been saved and will be returning back to Season 6. It's been the forerunner for these things. And although its format has gone a little bit different compared to some of the other shows that it has helped to spawn, is it still worth fighting for? Well, in that old hero tradition, I like to believe yes. And I'd like to see it keep going. But don't worry, for my fans of the Arrow Roast, the Arrow Roasts will continue until the show quality improves. So, Mark, I'm pretty sure you have been watching my Arrow Roasts. I'm still going to be giving feedback. So, you want it to stop? Do a better show. That's all I can say. So, like I said, that's my opinion. I'll be more faithful to the history of the comics, try to establish Oliver as his own character again and not just a green Batman knockoff. Be faithful to the other characters, like Laurel, and try to make these characters interesting again and work as a team. At one point, you said the team got too big. It was disbanded, and then you get more people brought into it again. Make up your mind, because you're being very counterintuitive. I know you're trying to figure out what works. I like the fact that Mr. Terrific is finally starting to show T-spheres. He's starting to combine his technical know-how with his physical prowess. That's great. Wild Dog is a great pain in the behind. He's good for that. John, although a character that only existed as a minor character in the comics, he's come to become his own man on the show, and that is actually a positive. But compared to what we've seen in the rich history of the comics, could we do without him? Possibly. I'm not trying to knock David Ramsey. He's done a great job. But some characters are easier to let go of than others. I like John Diggle. But in my personal opinion, when a major character had to die last season, I think some would have felt that John Diggle passing rather than Laurel would have been a much better choice. And please, treat the female cast with some respect. These ladies are busting ass, taking names, and they've been doing a great bang-up job. Now, I'm not one for trying to promote the bullcrap that they're going through online. I don't promote the harassment. That's not my thing. And I'm sorry for those that have been going through it. I've been watching the show to give it a chance to see if it can fix your mistakes. It looks like you've been trying. And that's good. But you still are going to need a lot more work to patch this thing up. Please, listen to the fans. Try to create a compelling storyline about these characters by injecting their own personalities in their lives rather than a formula because you can't put Batman on the show. Try to establish something good for Oliver. Heck, we had a great rogue at the first half of the 5th season with a certain gang member. His name escapes me at this time, but he was actually very good for what he was. That was a step in the right direction. Help him to establish his own rogues gallery rather than to just continue to pick and choose from the D-list celebrities and leftovers of Batman and other characters. This is possible. Take chances again. Don't be afraid to take chances, but please make sure that you're taking the right ones. And like I said, feedback from the fans is important. Please, listen to the comic book fans, not just the fans looking for a romance between the hacker girl and the main hero. You're going to alienate people if you don't. And I should say you're going to alienate them again. People have been watching my Arrow roasts because, although they've stopped watching the show, they still wanted to keep up with it to see just how crazy things have gotten, to see how bad the storylines have gotten, or to see if it's even worth keeping an eye on. I consider myself that guy standing at the exit, holding the door open with my foot, letting people know what's going on with the play or a movie. I've been trying to keep people in touch. I've been a lifeline for the show. And you may disagree with my methods, but I genuinely am trying to do what I can to help save the show, to help it improve again. That's it. So, my wonderful fans, what do you guys think? What does Arrow need to do to improve? And in your opinion, can the show be saved, even with the return of Katie Cassidy? Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Pass this bad boy around on Twitter, on Reddit, wherever you're into forums that are talking about this. Genuinely, let's get a discussion going. And hopefully, if we direct it at the powers that be, they can't help but hear us and hopefully start getting the show back on the right track. Don't worry, guys. There's plenty of roasts left in me, and that's coming up later. But until next time, Dave signing off. Peace.